Chat with Chad.
This season, we're going to have 6 episodes. We're not going to do it weekly like before, just every other week, just because we do have so much going on. But we still wanted to do something. So 6 episodes, each one's going to be unique. The finale is going to be pretty huge. So if you can make it to the shows, to the live taping, we welcome you. If you've never been to one of our shows, you're really in for a special treat. So we're really honored and just really happy that he could be here today to help us inaugurate the new season 6 of Chit Chat with Chad. Here, dude, Michealvr, take it away.
To the days when the DJ played a love song and showing love was okay.
Yes.
Again, we'll have him on the show. Our next show, we'll be doing a live sit down so you guys can ask your questions and
That's right.
get to know him on a one-on-one personal basis. So we all,
Mikey in the house.
yes, we look forward to that show. You know what? One more time with a round of applause. You did a really great job today.
Ooh, okay, Chad. Well, what do you say we get to our other two
Yes, yes. Um, so, you know, if you guys were here for the actual show, the first show, we had two amazing people on the show. They're one of the best creators that I know um, in SL, uh, and I'm just really excited. But back then we didn't tape our first show, so I'm kind of excited that we actually get to do it this time around, and
Yes.
and also follow up on seeing what they were actually doing back, from then to now. So I'm really excited. So if you guys, I'm not gonna hold you guys up anymore, but without further ado, if you guys can put your hands together for um, David Heather and Alex Powell. David Heather
Woo!
and
Come on out. And how long have you been on SL for now?
Over 10 years now.
Wow. What about you, Gianni? How long have you been an SL resident?
Yeah. Oh, oh,
Gianni.
Oh, you're breaking up.
17.
Oh, 17 years, I think he said.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
17 years.
oh wow.
Oh, but are we
Yeah.
surprised? I feel like there's a lot of people who started this game off very young, and we kind of just grew up with Second Life, if that's fair to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was a senior in high school. I was 17 years old when I first logged in. So here we are.
and that's I think I've been on SF for what 15 years. I was just bored one day, and I think I saw it on TV actually. I think was that show My Strange Addiction or something. I was like, you know
Oh,
what?
was it?
I want to have a strange addiction, and so I went
Wait,
ahead.
so
I went ahead and tried it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how I have it.
I was gonna say, wait, you call
No,
Second Life a strange addiction?
it
Oh my
actually
god.
it actually was a show. It was on My Strange Addiction.
Hmm.
This girl was on there and she was like, I have many friends. They're all, and then the mom was like, no, you don't. It's like, they're on the computer.
Aw.
They love me. I'm like, okay.
Aw.
I'm like, you sound crazy. And then here I am, like, they love me. So, it happens.
Like, it sounds crazy, yeah, maybe back then, but now I feel like it's just so normalized to have
It is.
It is. Because
online
I'm so
community.
glad. Ugh,
the weird people to me are the people who are not on SL, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. Um, the normal people are the weird people, so.
Normal. I don't think there's anything normal.
so
Yes, done.
so Alex, I know that you said your partner, how long you guys have been together? Go down now.
Oh God, putting him on a spot. It's 11 years now. 11,
Right?
11,
Don't
12.
get it wrong. He might be watching.
I know he's like,
He's
mm-hmm.
behind me.
Trick
Oh my
question,
god.
and you better not get it wrong. No, I was
No,
kidding.
he's right behind me.
Oh,
So.
okay. Now, I know that he has also started a brand called Homewrecker, which, if you guys go to the third sim, it's actually right across from there, and he's doing amazing stuff there as well. So, go ahead, please check that out. Alex was actually on the boardwalk for a long time, a sim that I ran for a long time, and his brand has grown so much since then. And I'm really happy that we got to grow together, Alex, and I really appreciate you being there. So thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean, you definitely helped out. So,
Yeah, I think we helped each other out a lot. So,
yeah.
and I really appreciate that. Um, so let me ask you guys this, and I know a lot of people would like to know this who maybe haven't done anything like who are maybe interested in doing. But what is it like creating an SL?
You said, what is it like?
Yeah, what is it like? Like, what is your everyday like process on doing that?
Um, I don't know about for Alex, but for me, I do a lot of pinning on Pinterest. As a way to kind of organize my ideas and kind of organize references and see, like what bits and pieces I want to take and like piece something together. I do that a lot actually. I'm pretty obsessed with it. Literally, you can find me standing somewhere on SL Silent for like 3 hours because I'm pinning things on Pinterest and having so much fun. It is the best thing ever to me. I can do it for hours at a time. Um,
Yeah, I
so
agree.
that's how mine's always starts. Like I start pinning, and from there it just kind of takes off.
I actually do the same. I feel like, yeah, if you gotta have a base point, and if you're gonna be starting out, like, reference things. Don't just kind of, oh, this is what I think a shirt will look like, or if whatever you're trying to make, don't think know what it
Uh,
looks like. So that's
oh
why
yeah.
references are so important, and I do the same. I'm on Pinterest all over the place.
Well,
Okay.
it definitely shows because your both your guys' work is so detailed, so hyper realistic. That makes a lot of sense then.
Good thing Handy Dandy Substance Painter for that.
Oh, I love Substance Painter. Oh my gosh, game changer.
Yeah, I was. Alex has, if you guys don't know, like he does his creations on Twitch sometimes, and you guys can actually watch him as he's doing like the stuff on Twitch. And I was watching it one day. I was like, "See, this is just too much," and my head hurts just looking at it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You're not. I mean, if you're gonna really dedicate your time to doing it, just get ready to dedicate your time to doing it. And then people are like, "You guys are on deadlines, I'm sure." And then
Mhm.
on top of all that, it's like, okay, you gotta know what you're doing. So, like, you're not gonna come out and make a whole like, three-piece suit in your first try. I mean, you might. I mean,
Right.
but I'm
You
just saying.
might, you might, you
I mean,
never know.
I'm not gonna say no
It
one you can't do it, but I'm just saying, it's a lot. It's a lot.
all
Yeah,
you could do
you
is
definitely
try.
have your hands on a lot of different baskets. I mean, I like Gianni. I'm sure you're a one man person too. Just like you model it, you rig it, you texture it, you fit it, you have to advertise it. It's a lot, and then all those programs involved with each of
Mhm.
those steps. It's a lot. So,
And
Yeah.
What's
not to
your
mention they are expensive.
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah, they are.
Yeah. I watched you just put what were you doing? That was a button. I think it was a button, and I was like, really? All this for a button? Are you serious right now?
A button.
It was a process. It was a button, like a button on like an overall or something, and I was just like, wow, this is a lot. And then I was
What
like,
made you wanna? Go ahead, Chadley.
oh, I was just saying I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience for it. But yeah. Okay, go
What
ahead.
made you want to start streaming your process in the first place, Alex?
Attention? I don't know.
I said.
No, I don't know. I I am against creators kind of gatekeeping their process. I don't see why. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, I have your trade secrets or whatever. I mean, you know what you know how to do and how to do it. So, like, if people are interested, it's such a niche, like, in a community. Why not kind of show the process? This is, I'm not saying what I do is the right way, quote unquote, but it's my way. And I've had feedback where people say, "Oh yeah, I learned how to do blah 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 just by watching you." So I just I like to share what I do. I always post work in progresses, so I'm like, man, why not actually see the work behind it? Maybe it'll help have people appreciate that it's a lot of work just to add stitching on something, you know? So maybe they can appreciate the creator process and not just think, oh, you could just make it. Why does it have to be priced a certain way? Like, see why we do it and see why we try to justify things like that. And, but yeah, that's why I did it.
You guys get a lot of people asking you for customs, thinking it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
And
like,
when
"So
I
can
give them
get
the
it in
price,
2 days?"
Oh my
uh,
god.
that price shuts everybody up. I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's not cheap. This is they don't understand that. Sometimes we spend weeks on this stuff, like it's really exhausting and my eyes hurt like consistently.
Aw.
On my ass too, Lord Jesus.
I was gonna
But
say, have you ever had your ass fall asleep?
oh my God, it sometimes it just like because I know like Alex, sometimes you
I
get
mean,
so caught in the
that's a fair
process.
question.
Good night, folks.
Like you'll get so caught up, next thing you know, you started in the morning, next thing you look back and it's night, and you just realize you've been at this for like 12 or 14 hours. You like
Wow.
finally like you're like, holy shit, my stomach is dying. Um,
Wow.
but I have like friends and like family around me that kind of be like, did you eat today? Because you've
Yeah.
Hmm.
been working all day. Like, did you stop and eat? And I'm like, I sure did not. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm about to pass out actually. So I should
Um,
probably go eat something.
actually
But you
blows
just
my
get so
mind.
caught up sometimes.
What?
I was wondering how long does like a single release take you guys? Because to me, you guys are like super, you've been at it for years. So I'm thinking maybe you guys are a little bit faster than maybe somebody's starting, but wow, that many hours. Like, is that normal? Like 12 plus hours on a product?
Well, that's just like a
Yeah,
day. That's that.
yeah,
That's
that's
not
literally
Oh my
that's
just
not
a
an
day
hour
God.
of it.
piece. Yeah, like you
Hmm.
said, we could take weeks, months for things. Especially if
Wow.
it's like multi-piece. Like if it's just a shirt, that's pretty easy. But if you're gonna put a whole look together, sometimes yeah, it can take a while.
Wow. That's shocking to me. And then on top of it, you guys talk about like this stuff is expensive. What all kind of like software, like some say, there's somebody new and they're like thinking of creating what kind of realistically things that they do they need to be looking at, like in general.
Um, Everybody has their preferences with meshing programs. I personally like Maya because it was the easiest interface for me to learn. So I kind of stuck. I looked at Blender one time and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Same. I use Maya. I thought you were a Blender user, but yeah, no, I use Maya as well. But that's
Well,
because
Yeah,
I did go to art school, but
okay.
yeah, that didn't work out. So, but that's what I started with, so that's what I know.
Okay.
yeah. Same. So it's like, then you have Substance Painter, then you have to pay for the Adobe Creative Suite, and anything extra that you might be using. So it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, but it's an extra expense that's probably going to be like 100 and something, maybe $200 a month.
Yeah, I mean,
But
if
that's
you're
if you
gonna,
want to stay up to date because you can certainly bootleg it.
uh,
You didn't hear that from
not bootleg. I was waiting for you to say it, but You know what?
But I mean, like, there's free
Just stay up
alternatives. Like
to date.
Blender is free. You know, Maya for an indie license is $300 a year,
Uh,
or it depends on
mm,
whatever you. So like that's your 3D meshing free option. There's other programs like GIMP, I think it's called, is like a Photoshop. So you,
yeah.
I don't think you should expect to start like big. Get used to how to use the programs that you want to learn to use first, and then you can start kind of adding to your arsenal. Because when I started, I didn't have Substance Painter, I didn't use ZBrush, I didn't use like Marvelous Designer. So like you'll start to add those tools as you get more comfortable with the whole process.
See.
I
And
Hey,
all
rig it.
my,
don't
go
is
ahead.
Alex is so sweet. Like when I was first starting to learn Substance Painter, he like did not hesitate to help me and like give me extra tools to help me like get stuff done. Because it was when I was like practicing doing denim, and Alex was like helping me, like talking to me about it and like explaining stuff to me. And he gave me like lots of tools and stuff that would help me streamline the process better. And so it's like that's a lost art form because when I started designing, obviously it was a very long time ago, and we used to help each other. And we used to,
Oh,
talk to each other about, because why hide? What are we hiding? Everybody does everything differently. Their creation is completely different, so it's really not a threat for you to share information on what you're doing because it's everybody does it different. Nobody does it the same. Everybody has their own process of creating. And I feel like everybody process is unique and becomes a one of a kind thing. So it's really not a problem to kind of discuss, like what tools you're using. What are you I have a addiction to like substance painter brushes, so I buy a lot of them. So I just kind of like share them with people. They're like, "You got this brush?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just bought it actually. It's really great." Um and I just kind of share those and like send them to people because I'm like, if I paid for it already, why you got to pay for it?
Oh
I'm
my
a guy for
god.
materials. I like making and like putting stuff together. So that denim thing, I've shared it with other people. But yeah, I agree. If I can make something that helps you out or someone else out, why not? You know, because we both use Substance Painter, as you just said, and our items look different. They're unique to us. So it's just how we're gonna use the. It's just how you use it, and if you want to come for my brand, then go for it. Like I'm not. It's a It's not competition. It's an open market. Anybody can sell anything. So I'm not necessarily threatened by that because it's like, okay, you're gonna make yourself some money in the way that you want to enjoy making something. What am I afraid of? You know. So if you end up doing better than me, then I'm happy that you were able to make this something that's lucrative for yourself.
Well, speaking of your guys' brands, maybe there's folks watching or here in the audience today who aren't so familiar with your brands. How would you describe them? Because Alex, you actually have more than just theirs. So I'm gonna start with you. How would you describe your brands, including Somnium?
There's well, originally started in like Boys Town, which was like a predominantly gay sim. So it was meant to be kind of like the SL version of Andrew Christian. That was kind of like my vibe back then, and
Hmm.
just really like kind of sex positive, not in like creepy way, but just kind of a lot of male SL clothes are just suits and shirts and slacks and things like that. So I wanted to kind of bring the kind of sexy queer community into the mesh world because mesh was just starting back when I started. So that was my vibe, and now it's kind of evolved into something a little bit more everyday ready wear, still with the not afraid to be kind of sexy,
Yeah.
fitted things. But yeah, I guess I've been kind of a little more censored. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to fit a broader audience. Um, but yeah,
Now you
I like
have
said men's ready wear.
Somnium. So
Somnium it was a because like I said earlier, attention in the streaming. I noticed comments. So like you get a lot of positive comments, but it's like sometimes those negative ones that really sting you. Um, and for a while with Thirst, I was making kind of like cosplay things, especially with Epiphany, and you would have to like create a whole gotcha theme. So for me, it was easier to go to like a fantasy route because then you can kind of make your main thing and then add a little accessories. Um, And then a blogger told me, in leaving, he's like, I really liked your brand, but I didn't join your brand to do cosplay and costumes and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of stopped with that, and I was like, okay, let me just split it off to its own kind of brand. So a lot of my fantasy stuff now is with Somnium. Sometimes I feel like I have more fun with that because there's no wrong way to do fantasy, because it can be anything. So it allows me to be a little bit more kind of creative in what I make.
That's true. I feel that.
It is a lot of fun. If you haven't been to Somnium, you definitely check it out.
They have some really cool outfits, actually. I've taken like several pictures with it, and I've got a lot of likes. So, uh, if you guys are like looking for a good fantasy look, you should guys check that out for sure.
Fun.
It's,
And Gianni, same for you. How would you describe David Heather?
Hmm. I guess I think the best way it was ever described was by Tekila herself as a lifestyle brand. Um, I even though I predominantly focus on menswear, I do women's wear, I do furniture, I do accessories. I hope to expand into some other markets this year. I'm like I just kind of like everything. Like I'm a fan of everything, and so I guess you could kind of just consider it like a luxury lifestyle brand. Like everything I make is kind of on the high end side, and it was really important for me to expand upon menswear fashion, just like Alex. It just was so bland, and so even though I still kind of stay in the realm of like a sartorial business wear type of fashion, I kind of elevated a bit by incorporating runway fashions and stuff, so that the men at SL can stop being so fucking boring and actually experiment. Like
No,
I'm
I
like,
do
how
like the way you
long?
play with shapes. I like your shapes.
Thank you. Yeah, and also give us a shape. Like we not built like a cigarette. Like like our legs have shapes. We have butt. We have chest
Contour.
and like Jesus. I was so tired of being flat back.
Well,
So
that's it.
mm,
What I meant was like you incorporate like these really broad shapes. You actually give your stuff structure, but in a couture way, is what I like. And that's why I don't like to like do couture necessarily because it's not my thing. But like I'm like, nah, he's already got that. Like I think you do like that men's couture, not in a gaudy way either. Like it's still,
thank
I would
God,
wear
thank
it. I would
you.
wear it. That's how I like it.
Oh, thank you, Alex. See, he's so sweet.
He's a sweetie.
But yeah, I don't know, jack of all trades. But my favorite thing to create is menswear. It's where I think I excel the most.
and we thank you
I
for
do.
that. Oh, go ahead,
Plus, you
Akila.
ladies have enough. Like, let us have some fun. That's why I kind of do it too.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Women do have a lot of stuff.
They do.
I
Like my
think.
women's customers get on me sometimes because I tend to have periods where I kind of just only make menswear, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have a women's side too. I should probably make something for them. Um, but I'm a man, and that's primarily the character I play on SL. Even though I do shapeshift occasionally, but I'm primarily a man, so I'm always playing around, like getting dressed like this is like a Barbie to me. And
Yeah.
so honestly, whatever I create is either things I like pull out of my closet in real life or things that I wish I could afford in real life. And so since I can,
Yeah.
I just make it on here instead. So I literally I'm just selling y'all my outfits. Like I made them for me, but I'm like I could sell this,
Mhm.
but I just wanted to wear it.
That's completely awesome. There's a lot of new changes coming to Second Life. Including the incorporation of like PBR, 4K textures,
Yay.
lower land impact. Like just name a few of them. How do you feel like it's going to change your content? Like, is it going to change like the way you do things?
I don't know. Like Alex, I don't know how excited Alex is, but I'm excited because we put so much more quality into our work in substance painting that you guys don't get to see because SL washes the quality out. I would say it would seem like 50% or somewhat.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to overcompensate just to get it to where you're satisfied with this decent level of like quality. But with that, I think our stuff will finally translate into SL the way that we see it when we're working on it. And so I don't think people realize that what they get is not how it looked for us. It's a it's a watered down version of that. So I'm
Mhm.
excited. I've already seen it on the one of the alchemy viewers, and it's amazing.
Very nice. How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I agree. Like when you play video games sometimes and the NPCs in the backgrounds don't really load and they're just like a big triangle of flat textures. That's how I feel SL is now. But then when your character finally loads, or the NPC finally loads and they look amazing, that's what like PBR is going to look like. Um, I'm still kind of learning how to incorporate it. I did a kind of a test run of a jacket I recently did at Equal 10.
Yeah, I saw that.
Um,
That was pretty nice.
I don't think everyone's quite comfortable with it yet because I haven't really seen people say, "Oh, it looks cool," like in PBR. But yeah, I'm excited because I'm excited for Somnium especially because a lot of fantasy stuff. I really want to make armor and metals look so dull in SL right now. So
They
once
do.
metals can be more reflective in PBR, then your guys' like furniture and if you're into armor and fantasy, that all that stuff's gonna look great.
Yeah, I really look forward to seeing all that. That's gonna be amazing. We here at Chit Chat with Chad, we want to start this new thing. It's called Let's Talk About Hot Topics, is what we're gonna call it. So one of the hot
Oh
topics.
Lord.
For all the people who enjoy talking shit behind everybody's back, I know they are really upset right now. Um, but for those of us who actually confront our problems, it literally was useless for us. So
Oh,
I'm just gonna miss the free promotion because
ooh,
every time I
true.
appeared, sales went through the roof.
Oh, true.
Um, and this one time, it's just really funny. I don't. It's really hard to hurt my feelings. I'm a gay black man, okay, and I've been noticeably gay since I was a little boy. So the odds of you being able to hurt my feelings with anonymous words are very, very, very slim. Let's not even give that. Impossible is impossible. Um, so I used to find them funny if I did appear. Like me and my family still makes a joke about this one that called me a ugly, sad little gay boy. That is literally the most hilarious thing that anybody has ever called me. And to this day, if you really want to just clap back at me, my family be like, ugly, sad little gay boy. I was like,
I'm dead.
you ain't that. I'll give you that. You ain't that. That was a good one.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
actually like, honestly, I plan on writing a book about my life one day, and so that's actually what it's going to be called.
Yes.
So thank you,
That's
SL
perfect.
Secrets. I really appreciate you giving me my biography book title. I appreciate it.
What?
So yeah, I don't know. Bye.
Love that.
What do you think, Alex, about the
I
whole
mean, low
SSR?
key, I'll miss the Cheeseman, but like, um, yeah, it was just a lot of complaining and screaming into the wind, and it was the same stuff over and over anyway. Obviously, I was a fan of the site. I'll admit it. But sometimes it's just that morbid curiosity, like especially if something comes out that, like, if I push the envelope on a release, like, am I going to be on there this week just because it looked like whatever, you know? So it's just like that morbid curiosity, just see, did I make it this time?
Uh,
I don't know.
did I make it?
I
I don't know. It's
I
that
actually
toxic X that you just
didn't you have a shirt that said SL Secret Famous or something like that?
yeah. I made
Yeah,
one just
that was.
anytime I was on there, I was always just being super snarky and just
See,
if I can't laugh at myself, then whatever. I think my favorite one that stood out to me was I was still learning how to mesh, and I wanted to make men's bulges because I did like underwear and
Yeah.
speedos, and I made one, and they basically called it Squidward. and they put
Oh
like my
no!
next to it, and then a picture of Squidward's nose.
No!
And so I got shit for that from my friends, just calling me
Oh
stuff
no!
like Squidward. Because I also had like this kind of seafoam green color of the release,
Oh,
so it was
Oh my.
basically a Squidward dick bulge. It was just
I'm sad you're not wearing it today.
yeah. I think that was like in the TNT days. So yeah.
These people are
Okay, okay.
awful. God.
So it's
Me
like
too.
making fun of my mesh. I'm just like, oh, but then like, oh, you and Damien are in a three-way relationship with I don't know
Oh
David
my.
Heather. Like those, I'm like, oh, that's stupid.
Hey.
But don't tell them, okay? Don't tell them.
Okay.
Oh,
But,
Personally,
well,
I'm mad that I wasn't on there. I almost made up a rumor about myself just to be on there because
oh my
Oh
God.
I
my
was like,
God.
what the
God.
hell? Y'all couldn't even make up something about me. I was kind of hurt a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, let's talk about pet peeves in SL. Alex, you have a whole song collection that inspired a lot of us to make songs on Suno. But it's
Yeah.
uh, definitely a theme going on there. We have some about tiny hands, demo, and minimal convo. Can you talk a little bit about your musical journey there and what inspires you?
uh, Damien showed me something that like his friend made on Suno, and then I was just like, I didn't know it was called Suno at the time, so I was like, oh, what are these AI like song makings? And I stumbled on it, and then so yeah, I try to make some, and I'm just memeing, SL. Maybe it's my lack of virtual secrets, but just memeing on stuff that we deal at as like store owners, people who it doesn't fit me. You didn't make it for this body. I'm like, oh well, did you try our demo? And well, I shouldn't have to demo. It looks good, so it
That
should be
is
able to fit.
wild.
And you're just like, oh, okay, I don't know what you want me to do about it, but everything is clearly listed, so
Yeah,
that's unfortunately on you, and I'm okay with refunding people things. I'm not
yeah.
tight on like that. If they buy like 4 textures and they finally get the fat pack, I'm like, here, let me give you the difference. So I'm totally fine
Aw,
with that.
that's really
I'm I,
nice.
I'm not against refunding people. Like I don't think any creator is, but just don't come at us stupid. Like
Yeah,
so the meme is just like, just kind of it's like this throwback R&B kind of song, and
yeah.
just did you demo the item? Like you're complaining, but did you demo? So I'm just having fun.
which
It's
is
not serious.
which is completely crazy to me. Like I'm notorious. My whole family gets on to me because I never demo anything. I'm just like, I'll just take a fat pack, and then I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit. And they're like, why didn't you
Oh
demo
my
it?
God.
I'm horrible. I'm the horrible.
One
So
of those.
when Alex showed me that song, I was like, I feel personally attacked.
Oh my Lord.
But like, I have certain stores that I know I don't have to demo. Like I know go to Davis' store. I don't have to demo your stuff. Or Alex's store. I know it fits. So
But please demo, everybody. Please demo. Charlie.
don't listen to look, don't listen to me, but
Like
Gianni, do you
demo
have
it.
I ain't got time for that. I
do you
got
have
stuff
any pet peeves in SL, Gianni?
people who don't demo. No,
Well,
okay, go ahead.
besides disrespecting,
go,
um,
go ahead.
I guess being not proportioned properly really irritates me. I really don't
Oh,
like it. Um, it, it's we have access to being perfection on here. Why would you slack at that? Like I don't get it. Like just ask somebody. Like just ask somebody. Like why your feet so small and you so big?
oh,
Oh,
I don't know. It don't
oh.
make sense.
Guess that goes with the tiny hand song that Alex made.
Tyler, it goes hand. Look, if they
Hand
got
in
tiny
hand.
hands, they probably got
Literally.
tiny feet too.
And tiny hand in hand, yeah. No.
Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just really top it off. Let's have a tiny head too. Like, I don't get it. I
I
don't.
think we're being a little pretentious. We're art students, so maybe that's why we see it, and it's just like
Low key, yes.
it
Yeah,
just it's a nail on a chalkboard,
they
and
beat proportions into us like nobody's business.
it's because also too when we're making clothes, we want it to look nice and fitted, and then sometimes you see these
Yeah.
exaggerated shapes, and you're just like sure, what did you do? What are you doing to it?
Look,
But
you can say it.
it's
Don't wear my stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
no,
Oh
but
my god.
What are you doing to my
because
outfit? No, I'm just
because
kidding.
it's how scaling on your avatar works in SL. Like it's not flattering to the textures that we didn't intend them to be like that, you know. So when you see it like on this super massive like avatar, it's just like okay, like I'm glad
Mm,
it them textures are holding, you know. But
yeah.
I
I mean, thanks for the money. Needed it.
no, I don't want to put it
Um,
that way. But
Maybe it'll
but
get better with 4K textures.
I know
it
somebody's
just
like, that fucking David Heather's an asshole. Like he always is.
I put it
no,
on
stretch a prim
SL6.
out, you know.
Oh.
Stretch a prim out with the
Oh,
texture on it, and then you can
Aw,
see like it's just not what it's meant to be, you know. So
yeah.
that's why I sometimes when I see these like wonky proportions, I'm just like, whoa, okay. Thank you for sharing it to my Flickr. I appreciate it.
love y'all. No matter what.
That's crazy.
That's really
You
it's
know,
that outside of just don't come talking to me crazy because I'm crazy enough to talk crazy to you too, bitch. So
I feel it.
So,
And he
if
will too.
somebody wanted to date you, Gianni, they have to have their proportions right. What if you really like the person, but they have tiny hands? You still go on a date
Oh,
with them?
it's
He's
crickets.
thinking.
Is he?
Like, what if you really, really you like them, you like everything about them, but they have tiny hands?
you
You
know
might.
what? I don't care what he looks like. I'm a personality person on
There
SL,
you
so
go.
what they look like because I'm pretty enough for the both of us.
Aww,
So
are pretty.
pretty. It's not. I don't mind helping you with your shape or helping you figure out how to dress yourself. Literally, I love fashion. That's what I do. Um, so if you look, let me upgrade you, and I'll do it.
Aww.
Big deal to me. I don't really give a damn what you look like. I need the personality to be what I need it to be.
Right. Exactly. Good
Appearance
answer.
can be fixed. That's nothing.
That is so true. Because you can get the most good-looking avatar there is, and it just no personality. You'd be
Been
like,
there, done it.
you'd be like, ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go, but his avatar is so nice. Like,
Mm.
mm,
The only thing that was nice about you. So,
right.
Oh, wow.
like,
It's like he's doing a really good job with his avatar. That's about it.
I'm glad you did a good job with something.
The shade. Okay. And finally, I want to touch on is what do you think about AI? Is here, like what are your thoughts on it? Um, whereas when it was come, like what does it come with AI? Like when is it too far? Like in
They
SL.
doing too much. Like chill out. Like I think it has a time and a place. Like I don't really particularly care about people enhancing their avatars looks in like product ads. It's just don't touch the clothes. But also it's a bit deceiving too because you kind of want to know how the clothes like actually rest on a everyday looking avatar. But just like a slight, like I've incorporated like a slight little like touch up to like my face usually, because it just looks better, and like my hair. I'm like, wow, that's what my hair would look like if it was really on my head. But yeah, they're getting really carried away with it. I'm
They
just
Yeah,
like, yeah, like
I
what?
agree. Like if it takes away, if you're using it on the product type that you're trying to sell, then why are you selling that? You know that's not how you're
Oh,
lying to
yeah.
yourself. You're lying to the so like if I used AI and I was a skin creator and I used it to make it look super detailed and pretty or whatever,
Mhm.
and it is, you know it's you had to prompt that into AI, so you already know that that's not how it looks. But then you want to say that that's how it looks and sell it to someone. It's so disingenuous and like
Yeah.
with clothing, you can obviously tell AI gives it that kind of just uncanny valley look. So you know it's AI, but some people don't. And when you see them hyping it up, oh my god, it looks so great! Like, whoa, where did you get that hair?
Yeah.
It's like you can't see that. Like, so for me,
Aw,
I don't. I'm not against it if you want to use it for concepting things, or if you want to,
right.
like David said, like add a little bit of detail to your hair, but you're not blogging that or whatever, or you're not blogging hair, to enhance
Right.
it here and there. For like bloggers, for example, my bloggers, I don't want them to use it on the whole image. If your AI turns my thing into something else, I don't want that because that's not what I'm selling. I don't want to be accused
Kind of
of lying.
false
Yeah,
advertisement.
exactly. So, but if
That's
you
how
Okay.
want
I
to
feel
use it to
sometimes.
add like, a fantasy castle in the background, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. That's not You're not deceiving anybody in the product. Like, as long as the product looks like what it's supposed to be, I'm fine. If you
Hmm.
guys want to use it for touch up and add more wisps of hair, that's fine. If you're not a hair creator or if you're not a hair
Right.
blogger, just yeah, don't lie about it.
Yeah, they be going overboard with it sometimes. I'm like, that is not what that looks like. Like,
Yeah, I definitely like it for like inspirational purposes, but I see what you mean. If it's taken then and modifies a product, definitely is gives a sense of a false impression for sure.
Yeah, because I've seen like AI posts, and I don't know if they're just for personal use, but if they're blog submissions, like, and
Oh,
you could tell that you saw that creator shirt at an event and it had wording on it, and then you see they run that AI filter and the wording turns into Simlish because the AI doesn't know how to write it again. So you could tell that, oh man, you took away from that creator's design. So
oh.
that's why I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I'm against it when it comes to someone trying to promote the thing that it is. Um,
Right.
'Cause it's deceptive, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I think it'll slowly fade out. Everyone was using the Face app, and that was like really popular. You still see it here and there, but it's not as
Oh.
much as it used to be without those weird smiles.
that's what it started with. I was just gonna say that everyone started with those smiles, and I was like, why is everybody creepy smiling? But then everybody started doing that. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but like everyone's doing it, so it's like, wow, that's kind of weird. But then it just got carried away. So it was a gateway.
Well, before we end, can you guys share with us what you have planned for the future, as far as in Second Life with your brands?
Um, Alex, you
Let's
want
start
to
with
go first?
I don't even know what I'm doing for the next event sometimes. uh,
Okay,
I don't
maybe
know.
what
It
do you
just
have in the works? Maybe even.
um yeah, I don't know yet. I just kind of go with what just sounds seasonal, or I don't know. I do have like a more upscaled like elf design coming for Somnium. Because like that's why I like reboot things a lot. Because now that I know I can do something better, and closer to what I originally wanted it to look like, and now I can do that. I do tend to enjoy like rebooting things. So if there's any like suggestions, I I could do that. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm doing with Somnium. It was one of my first releases before I learned how to use like Marvelous Designer for like garment making and things like that. So now I can, when you hand model, it just doesn't feel the same. And so I am rebooting in a way like this elf outfit that I made, and I feel like it'll look better this time around.
Oh, sweet.
Different design overall. So it is a new mesh, but um, yeah, it's just kind of it's a spiritual successor, and so that's what I'm kind of doing on that side. But as far as like content, I don't know. I think that when the PBR rolls out, I would like to also step into like maybe some sort of furniture. Insomnium, I kind of want to build like I did like a dungeon kind of kit bash type
Oh,
set, and not in like a creepy sex way, like a
I was gonna say, is this a sex
temple.
dungeon?
No, like a temple, like a
Yeah.
Oh
fantasy
my god!
temple.
Good idea.
Okay.
Oh, we're going dark.
I know it's SL, but come
All
on.
right.
Uh,
I know.
so now with like how PBR works, you can really make a whole city with just like two, three textures. So I want to learn how to
Wild.
do that, and someone made like a fantasy pub like build kit. Think that along that lines, and I would really like to get into building more now that we don't have to worry about rendering forever a scene. Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
like now we could do it
Exciting.
with PBR.
That's exciting.
Gianni, what about you? Are you going to be dabbling into PBR and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I can't wait to start messing with that, and hopefully, even with my business undertaking in RL, I can still find time to, create the things I'd like to on SL. I'd really hope to get into hair creation this year, hopefully. Um,
Oh, okay. Like women's hair or men's hair?
Your mic cut out, Gianni.
that damn middle mouse button pisses me off. But hopefully, I plan to expand into an Afrocentric hair brand this year. Hopefully, there's definitely a lack of hairstyles for Black people in SL. So hopefully, I can actually get to that this year. I always have so many like things I plan to get to within a year, but it never works out that way because I get so sidetracked with. I just always have so many projects planned, and I never finish all of them.
I feel
So
that.
hopefully I do get to that this year. That's a goal of mine this year. So yeah, that would be next up for me. Is my expansion into hair, but
Love
specifically
that.
Afro hair. We got enough
We need
silky.
more men's hair in general. Period. Just like
Yeah.
Really?
I've even thought about doing hair, but yeah,
Yes.
but I don't
Do
know.
it all. It's
I know.
fun. I love it.
You guys are both talented enough to do whatever you feel like your heart's desire. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, that's all we have today. But do you guys have any advice for anybody inspired to do a brand SL? Like, you guys want to give any advice to the audience?
Um, have fun and do something that is fun to you. Don't concern yourself with creating things that sell. Create things that make you happy to create them. Um, creating for money is never, what's the word, fun. I guess you could say, because I've been there, done that, tried that for a little bit. It was very soul draining. A lot of people don't realize that we actually enjoy doing this, and that's why we do it. It wasn't initially, it wasn't about the money. It was just another creative outlet. And I've learned over the years to keep it that way and not make it about the money. Make it
Yeah.
about what actually brings you joy. You know what I'm saying? Have fun.
Chit Chat with Chad.